Hey folks, just an update. So it's getting close to sunset. Um, I didn't feed him lunch today. I saw him out sleeping on the deck most of the day, so I didn't really want to interrupt him. Plus, I didn't want to spoil dinner since that seems to throw off our routine. But I did want to set up the heat dish. So usually late in the afternoon, he disappears off the deck, and I assume he goes out and hunts or something. So I decided to set up the heat dish and put some initial food in the carrier and then close it. So my plan is when I go out tonight to feed him, I'm going to turn on the heat dish and try to heat up the carrier. And then after we're done feeding, I hope to basically turn off the dish, open the carrier up, and then he can get the rest of the food. And then he'll like the heat inside the carrier and might try it out and may take to the thermal blanket. What I didn't expect was he was actually watching me. So he was out in the back, and then as I was working, he was kind of spying on me. And then I was setting up the electrical cords, which are the outlet's not near any of the stuff, so I have to run some extension cords. And as you can see, there's a power strip there, which has an on-off switch, so I can turn it on and off from the chair, so I don't actually have to reach over at the dish. And then there's an extension cord that feeds that, and then that goes to the outlet. So as I was setting that up, he snuck next to the carrier, and he's like looking in it. He might be able to smell the food. So it's chicken, kibble, and baby food. Turkey and gravy. So anyway, I didn't see him, and then as I came back, I startled him, and he ran back a little bit, and then was watching me, and then eventually I came in, and then he came up to the door, and I think he was hoping I'd feed him now, but I'm gonna wait until our usual time. So we still have an hour and a half, 2 hours to go. But yeah, I think right now he's just hoping I'll come out, but sorry, not going to come out until dinner. So, but anyway, I wanted to just film the setup. So when I go out there, basically my plan is I'll have the food, I'll hit the switch. I haven't turned on the dish yet, so I'll have to turn that on. And then I'll put the animal handling glove, grab the brush, do our normal thing, and then hopefully that goes well. I shut off the thing, probably with a switch. I lift the dish back, and then I open the carrier. And you'll see the two binders sitting. One's under the dish, and one's under the carrier. And the problem with the dish is that it points upward, and it's not really adjustable. And there's an alarm, kind of a spring switch on the bottom of the dish, and I think it's intended so if the dish tips over, an alarm goes off. Like it's a really loud buzzing sound, and I think it probably shuts off the dish so you don't start a fire. So the problem with that is if you try to angle the dish, the spring switch basically unlatches and sets off an alarm. And so the only thing I could figure out was basically, sit it on basically kind of like a triangular slope, like with a binder. The problem is if I make it too steep, there's not enough weight to keep the dish on the thing, and either it tips over, or even if it's just slightly balanced, it's still gonna set off the alarm because the spring is pretty strong. So that's close. I could probably set up a little higher, but that's close to the limit of how much I can tip the dish. And so the other thing I do is I put another binder under the carrier, so it's kind of pointing into the opening of the carrier and kind of going in. So I'm hoping that's going to do the trick. I did some testing last night, and it's okay. It's not great, but hopefully it'll be good enough. And this hopefully won't scare Scruffy too much. So he seems to be okay with the setup right now because he's sitting right next to the thing. So I guess it's not enough to deter him. So anyway, yeah. So we got about an hour and a half, 2 hours to go. So I'll be back later, assuming Scruffy is still here. So I'll see you then. Bye. Hey folks, it's dinner time and I don't see him. So it's been about an hour and a half. So this is, our normal dinner time. I know he wasn't here. I think it was 2 days ago. So I don't know where he went. And then he showed up later. My guess is today he waited around after I stopped filming and then got fed up and left because maybe, just me being there threw him off. So I read that cats are supposed to have a really good internal clock. So they have a really good sense of exactly when they'll show up. So I'm surprised that he would not be here because if he did have a good internal clock, he should have known it was too early for dinner, so I wasn't going to feed him yet. So anyway, I guess I'm going to end it here, and I'll keep an eye out for him, and if he comes, we'll do the feeding. So I'll see you later. Bye. Hey folks, Scruffy's finally here. It's been, about an hour. So I'm going to get his food and I'll be back. Okay folks, I'm back. I'm sitting outside. I got the bowl under me. Scruffy kind of ran off because, he looked terrified when I was turning on the heat dish. So the heat dish is on now. I brought out a little bit of chicken skin and fat just kind of to keep him here. Because my plan is after he finishes eating the bowl, I'm going to open up the cage and remove the heat dish. So same food as the previous nights. So I'm going to try to brush him now. You want some brush? So I'm trying to get any knots out first. So it's not too bad so far. There's a little bit of a knot here. It looks like he's been working hard on this section. It's kind of discolored. Look at his back now. Scruffy keeps kind of turning away from me as I brush him, so he might not be into it tonight. Though I haven't flipped sides yet, so maybe he likes the other side better. Okay, so I think I got all the knots out. So I'm going to flip the brush. And he hissed at me. I wasn't doing anything except trying to flip the brush. Why are you hissing at me? Giving you food. Giving you a brush. I'm going to try to give you heat tonight. So I think he's eating faster tonight, even with the balls. So yeah, the weather report keeps changing. It doesn't look like it's going to get as cold as they predict it. So it may not hit the 30s. And if it does hit the 30s, I think it's like only for like an hour in the morning. So the heat dish may not do a lot of good right now. I mean, it's kind of cold, but I'm sure he's used to it. So I was hoping to get a real kind of differential. So it's like really obvious it's warm where the heat dish is. We're inside the carrier. If it's like only kind of moderately warmer, and it's, you know, not too bad outside, he might not be as motivated. So that's one reason I've been kind of putting it off, but I think it's actually going to warm up. So tonight's probably the last night, the best night to try it. So yeah, he's almost finished. Yeah, he ate that pretty fast. We're not even at 5 minutes yet. He's avoiding the brush. Okay, he actually just pushed his butt into the brush, so maybe he wants it there. It's not doing that anymore. But yeah, it looks like he's trying to get the last of the food. So actually, I was hoping he'd take a little longer to eat, because I think the carrier needs longer to heat up. Kind of walked away. So I put the water bowl next to the thing, so you may be able to feel the heat from there. So now it's going back to the bowl. And step away. Okay, so I'm going to have to drop the brush to get the chicken to keep him here. So unfortunately I didn't have much. So he might be close enough to the heat dish where you can actually feel the warmth. I'm not sure. He's really trying to get every spot on that glove. I'm guessing he's really hungry. Let me get more. So he's not looking at me. Want more, Scruffy? So I'm trying to pick up a piece, but yeah, I made a mess. Okay, now he's looking. I just moved my finger so I could try to get the chicken a little easier. And he jumped. Okay, so I think after this bit I'm gonna open the cage. So I expect him to walk back after he's done looking here. And then he'll start grooming himself a little bit. And that'll give me a chance to move the dish and open the cage. be much more meticulous about getting the chicken grease off the gloves than previous times, I think. Same with the baby food. So I moved, so he backing off. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the thing there, and I'm going to move the dish back. So he backed off quite a bit. I hope he comes back before the cage gets cold. So I took my finger more. Chicken, but yeah, he's back there quite a bit. So my other question is if I should leave the dish on from a distance, or should I just keep it off? Because I could, in theory, try to keep it pointed at the carrier. And then keep it on, and then he'd actually be able to discover it's warm when he crosses the path, but I'm not sure if that would spook him out more or not. Here he comes. Is he getting on the carrier? Yes, he is. And so hopefully it's warm now. So yeah, there's the old spoon I've been using, so, or cup. It's yeah, has a little bit of kibble, has a little bit of baby food, and I think I put a little bit of, oh sorry, also yeah, I put it in the tiki cat, the chicken and the egg. So it's basically the same stuff he's been eating. So the goal of this was to try to convince him, hey, it's warm in here, this might make a nice house. So if he walks out immediately and dashes off, I'm not sure if I'm going to try this again. So I have a bowl of chicken still. So what I could do is if he leaves, I could put it back in the kettle and try to get him to go back in one more time. I could also turn on the heat dish. Maybe I'll do that. So it looks like he's actually sitting, which means he's actually sitting on the thermal blanket. That may be the first time I've seen him sit. It's hard to say. I don't have a good view. But if he's sitting on a thermal blanket, then that's a good thing, because the thermal blanket now finally has a chance of working. Because basically, it's going to reflect his heat back on himself and keep him warm. When he's tiptoeing on it, probably doesn't have much effect. But if he's actually sitting on it, you may feel that, hey, this is a kind of neat blanket. So I noticed that when I turn on the power for the parabolic heat dish, it causes the lights to flicker. So, not a good thing. So he's looking at the bowl. So I want him to lick my fingers. Hey, Scruffy, want some chicken? So, showing him the chicken. No, he doesn't seem interested. Showing it to him again. Doesn't seem interested. Okay, so I'm going to put the roll in the chamber, and then I think I'm going to turn on the heater one more time. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is our last shot here. So I still have some chicken stuck in my glove, which he hasn't been interested in. He ate the whole entire cup, except for that one piece of kibble. And I put the chicken bowl in the carrier. And I turned the heat dish on. I don't feel it very much there, so it probably doesn't have much effect. And because I'm not tilting the carrier up anymore, it's probably having even a harder time getting the heat getting in there. Though when he crosses the path, it will be interesting to see if he feels the heat. So I think he's standing this time. His tail's still up pretty high. He didn't seem to notice the heat dish. So I'm a little chilly. I bet the heat dish would feel nice. So early on I was contemplating getting the heated pet mat, but I didn't really want to have to run electricity all the time on it. And then if I was going to put it in the kennel, I don't know if it's safe to run it in an enclosed space like that. And then the problem we saw with the thermal blanket by itself was he refused to even step on it. He was too skittish. And some chicken on my glove. So I don't even think he noticed the heat dish. Probably should have pointed it in my direction. That's me sniffling. I can't believe how skittish you are. It's just me sniffling. I swear I've been doing this for 3 months. If you trust me a little more. I'd be happy to brush you. Petting him. He's going for that last piece of kibble. Yeah. Pick up the brush. See if he. Nope, he ran away when I picked up the brush. So yeah, I don't even think he noticed the heat dish. Brush you? Yeah, so he passed directly in front of that heat dish, so he should have felt it, and he didn't seem to care. So yeah, this probably won't work. It's in the heat dish. So sitting in front of it now. So I don't know, maybe he does notice the heat dish now, but yeah, he doesn't want to go in the kennel because it's heating him in front of it, and then yeah, it's placed in a position too far away for me to brush him. So maybe I should be pointing the heat dish towards me, so he has to, and move it closer to me, so he has to basically sit right next to me in order to get the heat. So I'm going to hold the brush out. Hit the brush. Of course not. keeping his distance from me. Essentially now he's out of the line of sight of the heat dish. So he was in it for a second, but now he's out of it again. So yeah, I think this heat dish is a big failure. Sort of like the carrier, sort of like the thermal blanket, sort of like the Fellaway spray, sort of like the catnip, sort of like the silver vine, sort of like the honeysuckle, sort of like the valerian root, sort of like the toys, the laser pointer. Sorry, nothing works on these Scruffy. It's really frustrating. Shower brush, soft shower brush. Checking out with the brush. Pulling out the brush again. Brush. I can brush that spot for you. So yeah, I'm really surprised he, when he passed through the heat dish, he, didn't investigate it, try to get closer, heat himself up. Because that's what I'd be doing right now. Because my hand's going numb. So another benefit of wearing the animal handling glove is it at least keeps one of my hands warm. But yeah, wearing both of them, it's hard to hold the phone, camera. So I was just sitting up a little bit, got his attention. So yeah, I think this heat dish is a failure, so I probably won't try it anymore. It's a shame. The brush. Look at the food. Looking brushy. And then he let me brush him one stroke and then ran away. And he's sniffing the towel for some reason. Might be slightly warmer because that's where the heat dish is pointing. Can I pet you? Oh, I can. Never been able to pet him with drinking water. Part of the problem is I never put the water bowl near anything. So yeah, I don't think he's in a brushing mood tonight. It's a shame. Yeah, you're an ungrateful cat. Giving you all this food, all this water, all these supplies, and yeah, you show very little appreciation. In fact, I don't think you show any appreciation most of the time. Looking for more food, magically appeared out of nowhere. So he's keeping his distance. So he might be able to pet his head, but I'm sure he just ran off. And yeah, he's not in the line of sight of the dish, so. When you come closer, we can brush you. Brush. I'm going to brush a little bit. I think he still hasn't figured out it's for brushing. Yes, it smells like you. Because it has all your hair on it. Can I brush you? He's letting me brush him. So I think he's looking the bowl now. He's keeping his distance. So once again, yeah, he's out of range of the dish. Not sure what his plan is. Is he hoping to get more food for me, or is he just chilling out? Or is he hoping maybe I'll brush him later? If that was him, I'd sit in front of the heat dish. So, what you thinking, Scruffy? Just chilling out? Masterminding how you're going to get more food for me? Thinking about your patrol route tonight, where you're going to get food? My nose is running slightly. I think it's from the cold. Sure you don't want to move in front of that heat dish? So I kind of wish I pointed the heat dish towards me, because at least I'd be warm. With the brush. Maybe just chilling here because he knows that as long as he sits next to me, no other predators are going to get him. I don't know. See, that would be the smart thing. It's more water. I guess I could brush him here, but I think I'll just let him drink. So yeah, probably just when he goes, I'll probably just clean up the bowl on his carrier and probably refill the water bowl, put it back in the carrier. With a brush. Okay, so now he might be in the line of sight of the heat beam. I'm not sure. Because he's on the low end of it, so I noticed, it's not as good on the low end. But yeah, he might be hitting it, or the beam might be hitting him, so I don't know. Hard to say. So if he turns around and gets closer, I'll know. You like the heat, Scruffy? So I suppose if I did get a heated pet mat, I could put it where this gray one is right now. So when he eats, he's forced to stand on it. But usually he doesn't sit this close. So usually he goes pretty far back, like near that plant or something, or at the corner of the table. Checking out the heat lamp. Yeah, I kind of think, he's sitting in front of the heat now. So I'm not sure if I should interrupt him or just let him sit there. I don't know. Fix my grip. My hands getting really numb. So I'm kind of tempted to one, and get closer to him and try to brush him and see if he'll just sit there because he likes the heat. Two, if he does move and back off, I'm tempted to change the heat dish to point to me. Looks like he's in bliss. Like that heat? Heat. Sorry, I dropped the phone. Okay, so yeah, that was me being... my hand got numb and I lost my grip on the phone, and he ran away. He's in the corner there. So I changed the orientation of the dish now, so it's pointing at least towards me. So let's see what he does. Yeah, actually I barely feel it. I have to be low. So he might have been sitting in the right place. So I also know it radiates in the back. I don't think he's close enough to feel the real heat. I could be wrong. You want to come closer? I'm blinking. There's better heat where I am. So I'm going to sit up a little bit. So yeah, he may be getting some heat next to it, because that's kind of an odd place to sit. I didn't think he'd get much heat there. So I'm going to pull the brush down and check out the brush. Just kind of want him to come closer, just so he feels the heat. Show him the glove. Want some more chicken? Not gonna have any. So give me the evil eye. I'm blinking. So yeah, the heat dish is pointed a little low, so I'm actually not getting that much benefit, at least where I need it. So my hands are really cold, or my hand is really cold. And my face is kind of cold, but yeah, it's kind of beaming at my legs. So I'm guessing he's feeling the heat, because no, I wouldn't. I felt around the whole dish. I don't remember it really being that warm there. So I'm actually tempted to move the dish right next to me, so he has to sit next to me. So I'm going to put the brush down. And now he's approaching the line of sight. And so now there's a better chance he feels the heat. Like the heat? Off of my glove. Like the heat? So it becomes closer. You can either let him lick the glove or you try to pet him. So yeah, now he's sitting upright. So now he probably feels the heat dish, I think. So I'm going to pick up the brush. Nope. Not the brush. And he's looked terrified. So we'll see if he comes back for the dish or not. So actually I'm thinking I'm going to move the peat dish next to me. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have to put down the phone. So I'll be right back here. Okay, I might have lost him. I don't know where he went. So I'm going to move the heat dish next to me. Oh, he's way in the distance there. So yeah, he's still really skittish. So yeah, it's still pretty frustrating. So I don't know if he's going to come back or not. Usually by now he leaves. Oh, he's coming back. I'm leaning back in the chair right now, so I'm going to try not to make any moves. See if he'll come a little closer to the heat dish. didn't do anything. I don't know what spooked him. I think my thumb was moving against the brush slightly, but I'd be amazed if he was actually able to detect that. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't feel the heat from there. I guess they get closer. Uh-oh. What's wrong? What's wrong, Scruffy? What was that? You in pain? It's not a meow. It's not a meow. Meow! I don't know what that sound was. Brush. I'm gonna sit up a little bit here. It's just very slowly. What's wrong, Scruffy? So I don't know if this time is beneficial or not. So does my just being in close proximity to him help acclimate him to me? And then I don't know what that whine was. Does it mean he's in pain? Does he want something? I'm sure he wants food. You want heat? If you want heat, you gotta get closer. I don't know what that sound was, Scruffy. Come closer. It's nice and warm next to the dish. Yeah, if you want help, you gotta learn how to trust. You can't be that skittish, because nobody can help you. You're that scared of everything. You want to sit next to the dish? So the dish is actually like a little too close to me. I'm starting to burn my leg. I'm going to sit back. Actually, I'm going to put the brush down, and he almost took off when I did that. Yeah, you're too skittish. He's hiding in the dark. So he may... I'm not sure if you can feel the heat from there. Can you feel the heat from there? He's staring right at me. He's blinking. So yeah, we crossed over an hour. So I don't know what to do with him. So that yelping sound he was making kind of concerns me. The way he was breathing there, it reminded me when he was throwing up, but I don't think he was going to throw up. So I think you can feel the heat from there. So he's certainly not going to feel the heat from there. So I have to feel him around my shoulder again. I don't like when he does that. What's wrong, Scruffy? How can I help you? So I gave him more food than normal tonight, so I don't think he's hurting for food, at least compared to any other night. Because I gave him both the dry kibble and the wet cat food and some chicken skin and grease. Please don't scratch the post. Okay, good. So I think he's taken off. I can't see where he went. But I guess that's my cue, probably. Yeah, I don't see him. He's probably gone. Okay, folks. Yeah, if anyone knows what that weird yelp was, please let me know. Or if, how I could do better and socialize them. Because, I don't think this heat dish worked. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.